A Swedish-made electric car with almost 900 horsepower. Yeah, you heard that right, 900. This isn't some concept sketch or future dream either. It's real. It's called the Polestar 5, and it's about to take on cars like the Porsche Taycan and Tesla Model S. Now, Polestar isn't just some random new brand. It's Volvo's EV spinoff, which means safety, design, and performance are baked in from day one. But here's the kicker. This thing doesn't even have a rear window. It's built on a lightweight aluminum platform, and it charges nearly as fast as it accelerates. In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about this Scandinavian rocket, from the jaw-dropping design to what it actually feels like behind the wheel. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Exterior. All right, let's talk about the way this thing looks, because honestly, that's the first thing that'll make you turn your head when you see a Polestar 5 on the road. It doesn't look like your typical electric sedan. It's more of a futuristic grand tourer with some serious presence. Long hood, sharp lines, a roofline that flows all the way to the back. It's got that sleek fastback shape that just screams performance. Up front, you've got Polestar's signature split LED headlights. Kind of a futuristic take on Volvo's Thor's hammer design. They look sharp, modern, and definitely give it a unique identity at night. The grille? Or should I say, the lack of it? Because instead of a big open mouth, you get a clean, body-colored panel that makes the front look smooth and aerodynamic. Now, here's something you don't see every day. The Polestar 5 has no rear window. Yep, instead of glass, they've gone with a full roof panel that stretches more than 6 feet back. Rear visibility is handled by a high-definition camera that feeds into a digital rear-view mirror inside. Why? Well, 2 reasons. It gives passengers way more headroom in the back, and it keeps the silhouette low and sporty without compromising space. It's one of those clever design moves that just feels very Scandinavian. Simple, but smart. Overall, the Polestar 5's design is minimal but powerful. It's not overly flashy, but it has that quiet confidence vibe. Like it knows it's fast and doesn't need to shout about it. Honestly, it's one of those cars that looks even better the longer you stare at it, because you keep noticing little details in the lines and the proportions. Interior and comfort. Step inside the Polestar 5, and the first thing that hits you is just how clean and modern everything feels. This is classic Scandinavian design. Minimal, uncluttered, but somehow still warm and inviting. The dashboard is super simple, with almost no physical buttons in sight. Most of the controls live on that big portrait-style touchscreen in the middle, which I'll get into later when we talk tech. But the vibe in here, it's very futuristic without trying too hard. It's not overloaded with gimmicks, just a smart use of space and materials. Now, let's talk about the seats. Up front, you've got these sporty Recaro seats, which not only hug you in place when you're driving hard, but they're also surprisingly comfortable for long trips. They come wrapped in high-quality vegan leather, but if you want to go all out, Polestar also offers premium Bridge of Weir leather. Personally though, the eco-friendly route is really cool, because Polestar has put a big focus on sustainability here. For example, the seatbacks are made from this lightweight flax fiber composite material. It's called beamng, and it's not only stronger and lighter than traditional plastics, but also way better for the environment. The carpets? They're recycled too, made from a material called econyl that's repurposed from old fishing nets and other waste. It's one of those details that makes you feel like you're driving a car built with the future in mind. Technology. Now, let's get into the tech, because honestly, this is where the Polestar 5 feels like it's from another planet. Front and center, you've got this massive 14.5-inch portrait touchscreen. It runs on Google's Android Automotive OS, which means apps like Google Maps, Spotify, and even Google Assistant are baked right into the car. No need to constantly connect your phone. It's all native, and it works super smoothly. The interface itself is clean, quick to respond, and way less complicated than what we've seen in some rivals. It feels intuitive, like using a tablet, which is perfect for a car that's all about minimalism. Right behind the steering wheel, there's also a sharp 9-inch digital driver display that gives you all your key info like speed, range, and navigation directions without pulling your eyes off the road. It's crisp, clear, and customizable, so you can decide what's most important to you in driving. But Polestar didn't stop there. You also get a head-up display, projecting your speed and navigation right onto the windshield, which is especially handy since there's no traditional rear-view mirror. More on that in a second. Speaking of which, because the Polestar 5 doesn't have a rear window, they've fitted it with a digital rear-view mirror that's hooked up to a high-definition camera. It gives you a wide, clear view of what's behind you at all times, day or night. And honestly, once you get used to it, it feels way more useful than a regular mirror. So yeah, the tech here doesn't just look good, it feels like it's built for the future. Smart, functional, and seamlessly integrated into the car's whole vibe. Performance and driving dynamics. All right, now let's talk about performance. Because what's the point of a sleek Grand Tourer if it doesn't move like one, right? And trust me, the Polestar 5 does not disappoint. Underneath, this thing is packing a dual-motor all-wheel drive setup that pushes out a mind-bending 884 horsepower and 900 newton-meters of torque. That's right, nearly 900 horses in an all-electric package. To put that in perspective, that's more power than a Lamborghini Huracan, or even some McLarens. And since all that power is instant, the moment you hit the accelerator, it just launches. We're talking 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 3 seconds. That's proper supercar territory, but in a 4-door EV. Now, the magic here isn't just raw power. Polestar has engineered an entirely new bonded aluminum chassis for the 5, which makes the car both super rigid and super light. The result? Incredible stability at high speeds and razor-sharp handling in the corners. You don't feel like you're driving a heavy EV. It feels planted, responsive, and surprisingly agile for a car this size. Charging and range. All right, so we know the Polestar 5 can move like a rocket ship, but how far can it actually take you before you need to plug it in? Polestar hasn't skimped here either. The 5 comes with a large 103 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which translates to a real-world range of around 600 kilometers, or roughly 370 miles, on a single charge. That puts it right up there with the likes of the Tesla Model S and the Lucid Air. So if you're worried about range anxiety, this car is built to keep those worries away. Now, charging is where things get really impressive. Thanks to its 800-volt electrical architecture, the same kind of system you'll find in super high-end EVs like the Porsche Taycan, the Polestar 5 can handle ultra-fast charging speeds up to 270 kilowatts. What does that mean in practice? Well, you can go from 10% to 80% charge in just about 20 minutes if you're hooked up to a proper fast charger. That's basically the time it takes to grab a coffee and stretch your legs on a road trip. For home charging, you've got the standard 11 kilowatt onboard charger, which will fully juice the battery overnight if you've got a wall box installed. Pretty standard, but it makes daily use simple. Plug it in before bed, and you wake up to a full tank. All right, let's talk numbers. Because at the end of the day, performance and tech are great, but you've got to know what all of this is going to cost. Now, the Polestar 5 is positioned as a luxury electric Grand Tourer, so it's not playing in the budget category. The expected starting price is around $100,000 to $120,000, depending on the final market and trim. Yeah, that's a serious chunk of change. But here's the thing. Look at what it's going up against. At that price point, the rivals are cars like the Tesla Model S Plaid, the Porsche Taycan Turbo, and the Lucid Air Grand Touring. And when you stack them side by side, the Polestar 5 actually makes a really strong case for itself. It gives you nearly 900 horsepower, a lightweight bonded aluminum chassis, a range close to 600 kilometers, plus a seriously refined Scandinavian design that none of the others really match. What I like is that Polestar isn't just trying to copy Tesla or Porsche. They're carving their own lane. Where Tesla goes for minimalism and raw speed, and Porsche leans into sporty luxury, the Polestar 5 is more of a modern, design-driven GT. It's about combining long-distance comfort with high performance and cutting-edge tech in a way that feels different. So yeah, it's expensive, but in the world it's competing in, the Polestar 5 is offering serious bang for the buck. Especially if you're someone who values design, innovation, and that unique Scandinavian cool factor. Conclusion. So, when you put it all together, the Polestar 5 is more than just another electric car. It's a statement. You've got a sleek, futuristic design that turns heads without screaming for attention. A cabin that mixes Scandinavian minimalism with real-world luxury. Tech that feels one step ahead of most rivals. And performance numbers that are straight-up supercar levels. Add in 600 kilometers of range and lightning-fast charging. And suddenly, this EV isn't just about going green. It's about redefining what a grand tourer can be. Sure, the price tag is steep, but then again, look at what it's offering. You're not just buying a car, you're buying into a vision. A brand that's pushing design, sustainability, and performance all at once. And in a world where so many EVs start to feel the same, the Polestar 5 genuinely feels like something fresh. So, is it the best electric grand tourer out there? That depends on what you value most. If you want outrageous speed with a clean, futuristic vibe, this one should absolutely be on your radar. But hey, that's what I think. What about you? Does the Polestar 5 have what it takes to challenge the Teslas, Porsches, and Lucids of the world? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'd love to hear your take on it. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We've got plenty more reviews and breakdowns coming your way.